Alright everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Midgard Golf. So we're out here today playing the back nine, the second part, out at Antler Creek in Peyton, Colorado. The longest course in the state of Colorado, maybe longest course west of the Mississippi. I don't know, that's what I'm hearing. But anyway, it's a big old long one, but we are not playing at the full distance today, and probably a good thing, because, well, our short game is not all that great. But the long game's been there, so maybe we could have, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have made that big of a difference. So this 10th hole, starting to start right off with a big old par 5, 560 yards to get up on this green. Looks like it swerves to the left and then maybe back to the right, can't really tell where the green is. But enough room to hit driver if you're hitting them fairly accurate enough. Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss either direction though. I mean, you got houses on the left and just trash on the right. So, yeah, let's grab that D-stick, give it a nice easy whap and see what happens. Here we are on the 11th hole. So a little, well, I've got 383 on my GPS from where I stand, but it's supposed to be more like 350 something to get to the hole. Big old dogleg right. The green's actually way over there in the middle of the screen now. So yeah, but the safe play is obviously right out to here to the left. So, yep, taking the D-stick, probably right over the right line there. Let's give it a whack. Check it out. Alright everybody, so here we are on the 12th hole. Number 1 handicap on the course, 353 yards that I got on my GPS. So, but I don't know, they might be kind of wrong numbers for that today, we're not quite sure. But, yeah, serious dogleg left, lots of trash to the left. So you definitely want to stay out to the right to be safe and in play, but you're going to have a long shot in if you do that. So, but, I mean, that's really the only way to manage this hole. So, shoot. I mean, we've been playing bogey golf all day. Seems like bogey's a good score on most things out here for us today, anyway. So, let's just give it a whack out there, see what happens. Alright everybody, so here we are on 13. Well, actually, oh shoot, from up here I got 146 yards to get up on the middle of this green. So yeah, anyway, but serious slope from left to right. So you definitely probably want to play that left bank there and stay out of the bunkers that you can barely see on the screen off to the right. So, yeah, let's fly it up in the air, see if we can't stab this green. Let's check it out. Alright everybody, here we are on the 14th hole. 365 yards on the GPS to get up on this green. Tons of bunkers left and right. And yeah, the fairway kind of dog legs to the left, but kind of like a jack hole here. It's almost like a risk reward. I mean, okay, not really, because unless you're, you know, really pile driving it, you ain't clearing all that stuff on the left to try to get on in one. But nevertheless, kind of a strategic hole here, as a lot of them have been. Sorry, I was talking into the, like, had my head up, and that, yeah. Anyway, glare, sorry about that. So, yeah, I think it's kind of just an iron shot out there into the fairway. Give yourself about 150 to 100 in. So, yeah, I think that's really the only safe way to play this hole, unless you're taking it over the left bunkers. And yeah, if you screw that up, you can miss long. You could, well, you're probably not going to miss long. Matter of fact, I might take driver. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm all flustered. So, let's get up there without further ado and give it a shot. Let's check it out. Alright everybody, here we are on the 15th hole. So this is the beast, 580 yards to get up on this green from this tee box. God, you don't know what, you don't know what, you don't want to know what it is from the tips here. It's disgusting. So yeah, looks like a big old dog leg right. Just pump it right over this sand trap here. It should be probably pretty safe. So yeah, let's give it a whack, see what happens. everybody, so here we are on the 16th, the stretch, finally. So, yep, little par 4 actually, only 304 yards to go on that green, but it's all forced clearance if you're going to go for it. So, big old dogleg right. Yeah, the start of the fairways just out here in front of us. But again, green all the way over there. So, one could go for it from here, but I don't think it will. I think I'm just going to play a nice little easy mid-iron out there, something. And, yeah, play it as a safe hole. So, let's give it a crack, check it out. Alright everybody, here we are on the 7th hole, par 3, obviously water on the right. You have to be blind not to see that. But anyway, 150 yards to get up on this green, pins in the back about 160. So, yeah, I think that sounds like a bit of a pitching wedge for me. Wind's pushing right to left today, so that's good news for us. For that preferred left side miss. Let's give it a whack, check it out. Alright everybody, welcome back. Here we are on the 18th hole. Thank you so much for joining us today for another episode of Midgard Golf. Throw us a like and subscribe if you feel. If you don't, well, thanks for joining us anyway. So, this last hole, short par 4, finally. Well, yeah, again, I guess. It's only about from where I stand, and I'm a little ahead of the tee box right now. It's saying 307 to the middle, 285 to the front. So definitely drivable, but you gotta drive it over this bush, and it's pretty much a blind drive to try to get there in one. Serious dog leg left. So the safe play is just punch one right out here in the middle, and then you're gonna have to hit it over the stuff anyway, a little later on to get onto that green. So let's get up there and give it a crack. Check it out. Well, hey everybody, so here we are, and at the end of our round out at Antler Creek in Peyton, Colorado. So, the course out there. You know, I haven't played out there in a while. I gotta admit, just because I kind of succumbed to everyone's advice saying that the course was in awful shape and it wasn't worth what they were charging, so on and so forth, and yeah, don't do it, don't waste your time, don't waste your money, yeah, yada 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 yada, this, that, and the other thing. And you know, finally just saying, I kind of want to see for myself just how bad the course conditions are out there that everyone's saying. And I gotta say, after playing yesterday, it really wasn't that bad. I gotta put everyone down. Everyone who's been telling me all these last, like, what year and a half, I guess now, that they really lost their way with upkeep of the course. That, yeah, so far as I'm concerned, as of November, which you would expect courses to, especially in Colorado, to be a little bit on the wary side come November, right? No, the course was in fine shape. I mean, was it pristine, immaculate, like the Broadmoor or somewhere like that? No. All right, it was a little worse for wear, right? A little under that for course conditions. But I have certainly seen far worse course conditions than Antler Creek posed. So yeah. That said, let's see here. We paid what? It was $68 for the round. So for 18, that's with the cart. Of course, I got a military discount down to 60. So if you happen to be military in the area, then yeah, get a couple bucks off of your round there. So that's nice. And you know, so far as I'm concerned, for course condition and course difficulty, you know, in town, well, not in town, it's in Peyton, but that's just outside Colorado Springs. It's really not that far of a drive. I'd have to compare it to Pine Creek, and Pine Creek I think is a little bit more than that still. So yeah, for the money, well, okay, so I got to compare it to, I guess, Pine Creek and King's Deer up in Monument. So I would still say the King's Deer is better value. Yeah, gotta say that. But you know, I'd have to rank it above Pine Creek, honestly, in terms of value. I mean, you're playing the longest course in the state of Colorado, and actually one of the guys we were playing with said that it was the longest course west of the Mississippi. I gotta look that up to see if that's true or not. But anyway, yeah, because I haven't verified that myself. But he was saying that. So, and he might be right. Might be the longest course west of the Mississippi. I don't know. So, yeah, but yeah, true. You know, honestly, seriously, long course. We played it from shoot. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tee boxes there. Yeah, 6 tee boxes, and we were playing from the 4th up. So, and then that's 2 back. So the white tees, you know, being 2 back from the forward tees. So yeah, the yardage for us was 64.27. And then up from there goes to the blues, which are 7,022 yards. And then the golds up from there, 7,505 yards. Still, pretty freaking long course. And then finally the blacks, the tips, at 8,063 yards. So, pretty serious. You get out there and yeah, if you really want a testament to see just how good your drive can play on a super long course. And let me tell you, the green shapes are, I mean, the greens are fair in terms of size, but the shapes of them are, well, that's what makes them challenging. And who designed this course, right? Do I have that on here? No, I don't think I do. Yeah. No, I don't. But anyway, well, you can look up who designed the course, and I forget who it is, but the designer of the course, I hear tell, that he came out here to Colorado and said, man, you know, you can really bust clubs a long way out here. And he's right. You know, I actually have a golf calculator that I've developed, if you didn't know a little about me. So I'm an applied mathematician, so that's kind of my background, and structured data analytics. So I actually built myself a golf calculator that I need to turn into a mobile app, because right now I'm the only one that has it. Field tested it and it works. So yeah, I field tested it 3 times, my calculator, going from my shot data in Colorado at 6,500 feet to Bandon Dunes, and then tested that differential, and to Arizona, the Tucson area, tested that differential, and of course Big Cedar Lodge in Branson, Missouri, and tested that differential. And all 3 times I was right on. Well, so my algorithms, the first test, which was actually Tucson, was about a yard off. So I took a look at my algorithms and discovered that my research should have mandated that I had a percentage augmenter instead of a straight augmenter for one of my algorithms. Anyway, this is getting real nerdy now. I'm sorry for that if you have no interest. But and it should have been a percentage augmenter, so I changed that in that algorithm, and then it was spot on. It was right on the number. So for the next 2 field tests, which was Bandon and then Big Cedar Lodge. So yeah, and actually I used it kind of a 4th time, but that was right near Bandon. Very similar conditions up in Portland, Oregon too. So really, it's 4 field tests, but 2 of them were kind of the same terrain, same conditions, or very similar. So can't really say that that's a true 4th field test. But anyway, so yeah, but up here you certainly do gain some yardage. On my driver up here, as opposed to sea level, I'm plussing up about 20 yards. So not that much more, right? But still a good distance more. So back to the original story. The course designer of Antler Creek came out here and said, you know, there's no course out here where you can really just bust driver and really get the benefit of being at this high altitude, and you know, let it fly, so to speak. So he designed this course to give everyone the opportunity to do just that. Now that said, a lot of these holes, I mean, yeah, okay, it's definitely long enough to hit driver, but oh boy, you better hit that driver accurately. Like these fairways are not all that wide, right? So that's kind of a thing. And the the trash, the out of bounds area on most holes, very unforgiving, very tall growth, very thick, and it's that prickly stuff. So yeah, if your ball goes in there, you ain't playing it, man. Like you will not. You probably aren't even going to find it. But even if you do find it, good luck executing a good solid swing out of there. Yeah, nope. But yeah, so a serious challenge out there for sure, especially if you're trying to play it from the tips, no doubt about it. So let's see here. Let's talk about the course in some other detail here. So the greens, I thought the greens were rolling pretty fair. I mean, probably around a 12, I'd say, 11 to 12. So yeah, a little on the quick side, but yeah, fair enough. And the reads on those greens, I thought the reads were pretty true, you know? Not like the Air Force Academy or anywhere like that where you got to read the mountain and things are breaking the opposite direction that you think they are. So, I mean, yeah, they did put some subtle breaks in there that'll throw you for a loop, but yeah, by and large, if you actually take your time to read the green, then you'll be able to figure it out just from the green itself, basically. So, yeah, not too terrible on that. Let's see here. The fairways. I thought the fairways were in great condition. Yeah, all day long. Not bumpy. Very very smooth. And actually, there were several holes where the fairway was clean enough, like the ninth hole. Sorry about that. Somebody's texting me right now. But there were several holes where I felt that the green was clean enough to putt right over it. I mean, shoot, I think it was the ninth hole. I just drilled one out there, and we were only, gosh, like 20 yards off the green, something like that. So Chris and I both opted to putt it. And yeah, I almost made it. It rolled actually pretty true all the way through that, somewhere around 20 yards of fairway, even with the hills that I had to put over it. Almost made it on that green, but yep, that last hill tore me down. That was unfortunate. So that would have been cool. I love just putting off fairways. That's my favorite thing to do. That's why I love banded dunes so much. You can putt from 50 yards out there. It's ridiculous. And I highly recommend it if you ever go out to banded dunes. Yeah, break out that putter more often than you normally would. And you'll have a great time just putting that far, just to see it happen, and B, oftentimes it's my personal opinion that that's the best play really out there on those courses. So yeah. But anyway, so I thought the fairways were in fine condition. Okay, the sand traps were very hard panning, right? So yeah, if I've got one negative critique about the course, I think we only actually played out of one trap. But yeah, in that trap, and then there was a couple others where either I or Chris hit it in the trap and I retrieved the ball, and they felt much of the same. Where yeah, they were very very stiff bunkers. So yeah, I don't like that. I don't think anybody does. Nobody wants to have to risk snapping their club head off of their shaft on their wedge or iron, what have you, depending on what bunker you're in, just to play that sand shot properly. So yeah, if I was them, I would replace that sand and make it softer. Yeah, so because it was very very hard. Sorry, it is what it is. Let's see here. The rough, just the rough was pretty trimmed down. I mean, yeah, not god awful. You could get out of it pretty easily, I thought. And rightfully so, because if you're in the rough, then your punishment is you've still got like 400 yards left to the green, right? So they don't really need to have super tall rough out there for you to be punished for not hitting the fairway, but and they don't. So that's nice. Just all around playability, yeah, I'd say that in order to score fairly well out there, you'd probably better be a pretty decent golfer. I'd say that to have a good time out there, you should be somewhere in the mid to upper 80s at least, right, for your normal play. So yeah, if you're shooting in the 90s out there typically, or on courses typically, I mean, then you go out there to Antler Creek, you're probably going to be struggling to break 100. I'd say, yeah. Tough track. really tough track. So yeah, be forewarned about that. Pace of play was pretty slow, but we had two couples in front of us, so two husband and wife couples that made the round. I think probably or a little longer than it should have been. So yeah, it ended up being around a 5.5 hour round of golf, which was not ideal. But yeah, that's yeah, it is what it is. Maybe it was just that day. That was just it. Yeah. But yeah, looking back in history, now granted it's been a couple of years since last I played out there, but yeah, I don't ever recall playing around out there when I used to play out there a little more regularly. That that pace of play was ever very quick. I guess it's always kind of a little on the slow side. So yeah, I would anticipate that if you're going out there, that's gonna if you're trying to squeeze in a perfect 4 hour round of golf. Yeah, I wouldn't guess it. I wouldn't guess that you're gonna get it done. Let's see here, walkability. Yeah, I mean it could be walked. Yeah, there's some spots down there where your calves are gonna be burning, going up and down. But yeah, it's walkable. I would say that you probably should be in pretty decent shape to walk it comfortably. But yeah, it can be done. It's not all kinds of crazy, ridiculous hills for elevated tee boxes or anything like that. Matter of fact, they could probably do better with some more elevated tee boxes because some of those holes, there's shortcuts on them, but excuse me, the growth is so tall that you can't see them. So you end up wanting to just play the safe shot. And the couple of guys who were playing with us, they kind of egged me on to take a couple of shortcuts because they knew the course better than we did on a few holes. So I gave it the old college try on a couple of holes. But yeah, when you don't know what's there yourself, that makes it kind of hard to hit a good shot just because your confidence level isn't all there, right? Hitting that shot. But on the last hole, though, how do you like that? I was going to take the safe shot with an iron just straight out. But oh yeah, all the guys were like, "Come on, man!" you know, it was only 3:07 on my watch to get to the green, and yeah, my GPS watch, right? But they were saying, and I was busting them all day. I was hitting driver really good, but so they were trying to get me to go for it and won, and I did, and I ended up flying the green by about 20 yards or so, and one of the gents had an app on his phone or something like that to tell you how far the distance was from the tee box that we played, which is the white. So he said it was about a 335-yard drive. So yeah, pretty good, especially hitting that, low confidence over some seriously tall weeds. Couldn't see the green, had no idea what was going on, and still got the job done. So that was pretty cool. It's not every day that I go after a green and one like that over some, on a blind shot and actually make it. To say nothing of flying the green, which is what I did, but when you're looking at a shot like that, yeah, good luck sticking one, right? So yeah, it is what it is. I'm still happy with it. And then Chris came through. The rest of that hole on 18 there, I completely screwed it up. Left my first chip out to the right of the whole day, and Chris put it on, and then two putted in for par. So I got us there, and Chris finished the job. So that was nice. Good job, Chris. You're the man. So yeah. Anyway, all in all, great day. The clubhouse there is really nice. I'd give it about a medium in terms of size for like human capacity. Yeah, the bar there is great. The gals working there are great. The staff there, really great. Actually, I was really glad that I went out there because there used to be a course right down the road from where I live called Springs Ranch, and it closed last year. So yeah, I was sad about that since it was like 2 minutes away from me. But anyway, there was a guy who worked out there, and so he was there every time I went to go play Springs Ranch. And of course, I never knew what happened to him after he left out there. And it turns out that he's working out at Antler Creek now. So I was very glad to go out there and play just to be able to find out what happened to that gentleman. And yep, he's out there. So he landed on his feet, still working. So that was cool. The patrons out there, you know, I got to give the patrons an A plus. You know that nobody hits into anybody. I mean, good luck hitting into anybody anyway. You know, pretty much everybody who goes out there wants to take on the challenge of that lengthy of a course, and well, you're probably going to be a big driver. So it's just like, yeah, have fun trying to hit into us. But yeah, there was none of that. Even though pace was slow, there were no complaints out there of any sort. Shoot, I didn't even see a marshal all day out there. Yeah, there was none of that. Car girl came around several times throughout the day. Well, I guess maybe only 2 or 3 times. Yeah. So, and it was right in the middle of the day. So I don't know. Maybe she was just kind of held up elsewhere, taking care of other customers. So. But yeah, I mean, the couple of times that the car girl did come around, very friendly, obviously, so that was cool. Yeah, so all in all, I gotta say that Antler Creek, it's worth it. It's worth it. I would say that it's more worth the money than Pine Creek, honestly. Yeah, Pine Creek, that's actually in the city, in Colorado Springs. I mean, nothing against Pine Creek. I like Pine Creek. I just think they're about $10 overpriced. Yeah, personally. But that's my own personal opinion, right? Everybody's free to disagree with me. Maybe somebody really likes Pine Creek, and they're like, "No, that's the best course in the area." Okay, you know, good. You found your course. Good for you. But yeah, so far as at least just to go and play that long of a course, especially if you think you're good enough to play from the tips and you've never played an 8,000 plus yard course before, you know, just for that experience, it's worth it to get out there and play Antler Creek. So. Yeah, I'd recommend. So yeah, I think that's about all that I've got to say about the course. So yeah, this is the end. So throw us a like and subscribe if you feel, and if not, as always, hey, thanks for showing up anyway and spending some of your time with us here at Midgard Golf. We really appreciate you showing up. And yeah, I don't know how much more rounds I have left this season. As long as the weather can hold on, I'll keep playing. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll play when it's frozen ground. I don't care. But eventually, it'll get to the point where once it starts snowing and kills the grass, then the courses will be like, no. If we let you continue to play, it's just going to be that much harder to get the course back into shape next year. So they shut down. But yeah, yeah. Thanks again for showing up, and as always, have a great day.